Hello and welcome. SmartSolutions would like to introduce to you a new tool called the Enterprise Performance Accelerator Kit, or EPAK for short. The EPAK tool is a standalone tool available to your organization to assist with the build and the documentation process for your internal business processes. EPAK can help you with the organization of a library, the collection of materials such as screen prints, the build of the process identified, and the build of an on-demand training session. Because these business processes are collected individually as you build your library, each topic is independent and can be in various stages of maintenance and version control. Prior to electronic training, the average employer experienced problems in delivering internal training. It was cumbersome and costly, and the constant changes were hard to manage. Management was forced to design and build their training materials as well as deliver, often without the help of a training professional. Structured internal classes were held, and the employees were taken out of their productive work hours. But for the employee, single-session training classes often did not produce long-term knowledge. Training materials being kept up to date and distributed correctly was a key to the employee and to the company's success. In addition, the employer also faced maintenance of documentation, materials, retraining, and developing the progressive updates to internal procedures. Unfortunately, this is an ongoing cycle and difficult to manage without proper tools. So let's take a look at EPAK. EPAK is multi-tiered and provides an electronic capture and distribution of classes and documentation. The deliverables out of EPAK can be used for a variety of ways, such as testing employees as part of their review, training new employees, provide additional training to employees as they receive promotions, provide a central repository for processes and documentation, as well as a consistent method for review and improvements to your processes. EPAK involves two components, the developer and the knowledge center. The developer is used by the person creating or updating processes and documentation. The results of the actions within developer are pushed to the knowledge center. Users then access the knowledge center with username and passwords. They can attend online training sessions, they can print documentation, and they can take tests if requested. The Knowledge Center will track these activities and scores of each user for management reporting. So how does it work? Well, EPAK Developer is a standalone tool that can be licensed with any software product. The developer is initiated at the same time as the third-party software, and the two work together during the capture process. Once the recording is completed and saved, there is then a stage available for adding notes and comments. When the entire process is completed and saved, it is then pushed to the online Knowledge Center for employee access. Here's a quick peek at the process. Within the developer, you first create your organization's library and an outline. The outline consists of sections and topics, each one separate from the other. Therefore, each section or topic is defined and captured independently. The captured product is finalized and published. Please note that even if a process is finalized and published, it can still be maintained and republished within a maintenance environment. So we'll take a closer look. In the developer capture process, it is opened alongside the target third-party software. In this case, I'm using SmartStream Payroll. The capture process will begin, and the user will simultaneously perform the targeted business process from beginning to end. EPAK will record each screen and every keystroke until the capture is stopped by the user. Absolutely everything is recorded from the user's actions within the SmartStream system. When the capture process is finalized and saved, the next step is to add information to the capture. This includes author notes, instructor notes, expected results, and manipulation of the auto-collected bubble comments created by the system during the capture process. This is an excellent time to also add hints and rules, especially if there are other areas that could be affected. For example, if there was an approval stage that should follow this business process, it could be noted in these notes for permanent retention. The third step is actually optional, but could provide an excellent tool for employee reviews and advancement. Each topic can be attached to a test or assessment, and these tests contain questions such as yes/no questions and multiple choice questions. Each test can have a passing requirement such as 80%, and this is established by the user at the time of the build. In this example, we set up a test with 4 questions, each worth 25%. We established an 80% passing rate, which means the user could not miss a question in order to pass. On the right side of the screen, you will see an example of one of the questions. This is a multiple choice type question, and the correct answer has been indicated. Once the capture is complete and all notes have been added, it is now time to push the final product. This action is called publishing, and it's what produces the documentation and populates the online site, which is the Knowledge Center. This publish action can be performed multiple times and will simply overwrite what was there before. However, it is important to note that there is the ability for version control, should that be required, to retain prior versions. So once the Knowledge Center is populated by the publish, it provides an online centralized area which is accessed by management and by employees. The center has the ability to house the online training sessions and to provide access to documentation. Management might also use the Knowledge Center to monitor employee usage and scores. The published documents and content, which is sent to the Online Knowledge Center, can also be accessed within target file folders. During the publish action, the user is asked to designate a target file folder and can utilize different folders if they choose. The point being that file folder content can be emailed, distributed, or printed, and can be utilized outside the online center. This is an example of how the Online Knowledge Center looks. The user employee would sign on to this site and be able to review the processes available to him. In this example, we only have one within his directory, and that is the online check process from payroll, but there could be multiples. On the right side of the screen, please note there are 5 tabs. Each tab contains content associated to the online check process, and the user employee can click on any one of these tabs to experience that process. Let's look at this further. Each tab has a specific purpose, and the status of the employee might determine which they might be more interested in. For example, a new employee would be more interested in the See It mode because this mode is an automated presentation of the process. The employee does nothing but watch the video. This could provide initial training. Then the new employee might advance to the next tab, which is the Try It mode, and allows them to participate in the video, but will prompt them if entered incorrectly. The third tab, the Know It mode, mandates that the employee follow the video, but all keystrokes and data entry is performed by the employee. If mistakes are made, the system will correct them and possibly provide an explanation, but this depends on how much was added within the Notes step, which we've previously discussed. The fourth tab, the Do It mode, brings up the associated third-party software, and the user must perform the same process in real-time mode. And the last tab is the Print It mode. This allows for documents to be printed or downloaded. We can see here in the initial video screen for the See It tab. This is the first thing the user will see, and you will notice the explanations provided in the bubble as the video takes off. The Try It video contains the same system prompts and explanations, but it is not automated, and the employee must actually perform the actions as they were captured. Since Know It is more of a testing environment, the prompts will be provided only in the case of an employee error. Notice on the initial screen, the employee is notified that an 80% score will be required. The Print It tab may be used to access documents that could be printed or saved to a local directory, should the employee want to retain electronic versions. In summary, EPAK can assist your organization in delivering training, documentation, review assistance, and a central repository for defining rules and regulations associated to your business process. With its electronic capture and manipulation, the maintenance for your stored business processes is extremely easy. Thank you for your time and your attention to see this new product we can now offer your organization. If you feel like this is a tool that would be of benefit to you, please contact us for a more in-depth demonstration. Again, we thank you and wish you a great day.